Ooh, what a week it's been, lads. What a week it's been. How we all doing? Happy Sunday. How we doing? How we doing? Sunday chat, Sunday session, Sunday talks. Get a few people in. Look, it's not the only thing we have to talk about is what's going on with this, but I think it's going to be the main topic. It's going to be the main talking point. But we got other things to talk about as well. You know, obviously this week there's quite a few fights on this week, isn't there? So we've obviously got Shields Marshall on the weekend. We've obviously got in Australia, we've got Kambosos Haney too. To see how that goes. Then we have Wilder versus Hellenius as well. So there's a lot of things going down. A lot of things going down this weekend. So it's going to be good. It's going to be a good week this week. I think there's a lot of stuff on, and that's going to keep us all entertained. Looking forward to the Wilder fight. Really looking forward to see how Wilder gets on against Hellenius. That's going to be interesting. I wonder, well, I think definitely he'll probably call out Tyson Fury straight after. So we'll see that. But we got that. Obviously, Conor Benn, this whole thing. It's the main. Look, I certainly have. I've been eating off this for the last few days. And that's a good question. I didn't watch the full interview. I didn't, because you could tell Coogan was kind of, how do I say it? Look, he didn't really, do you want to say, he says, IFL was scared to ask Hearn the questions the public want answered. He kind of pussyfooted around it. It's the best way to say it. And it almost seemed like, how do I describe it? It was like Eddie Hearn was trying almost with the PR, if you know what I mean. It's just strange. It was really, really strange. And yeah, I don't think anything. I didn't see the full interview because I kind of realized after about 10 minutes, it's going nowhere and it's not going to go anywhere. So I didn't sit down. I didn't sit the right way through it. I didn't sit the full way through it. And look, it's really going to be interesting to see what happens next. You know, there is a UCAD. Well, UCAD said they're launching an investigation. Now, here's the thing, right? The rumor I heard, and again, rumor. The rumor I heard is that Conor Benn was only tested once by UCAD in the build-up to this fight. Once. People, that is crazy if that's true. That's not acceptable as far as I'm concerned, because how in God's name can you say, well, if UCAD give them the okay, it's okay? Well, how could they be okay if they only test them once? You may as well not test them at all if that's the case. You literally may as well not test them at all. As soon as VADA had that adverse finding, UCAD should have came in instantly and tested them, which is what they did when Ryan Martin tested positive. I'm not sure which way it was there. I think it was VADA tested him first going into the Josh Taylor fight, and he failed. I think he failed again when UCAD tested him. So, evening, G-Man. Jamie says, Hearn did nothing wrong. That's facts. Really, mate? You sound like Bellew there. Really? Really? You sound like Bellew there. That's something that Bellew would say. You know, Eddie Hearn and Conor Benn did nothing wrong, but drug cheats need to be banned, and that's fact. That's fact. Big up to Nate first. What's up, G-Man? Keep up the good work. Thanks, mate. Suffalo Boulder. Good name. Good morning from Australia. Hope you're well, mate. I'm good, mate. I'm good. It's just gone 7:30 here on a Sunday. Yeah, 7:30 on a Sunday evening. Top of the evening, you find Son of Swords. Yeah, big up. Swords. Best part of Dublin. Shattered or Tatters? Shattered. We'll stick with that. What do I think of Ireland's two new world champions, Hogan and Kakache? Well, they're IBO champions, mate. So I can't call them world champions. I'm not gonna. It's not a world title. It's not recognized. So look, it's nice for them that they have it, but I'm not classing them as world champions. In terms of Hogan, I kind of thought Eggington would just outwork him, but Hogan definitely had more in the tank than I gave him credit for. So that's going to get him some fights. Kakache I felt a bit bad for Kakache because he is a talented fighter. He's a good fighter, but he's had a bit of bad luck. You know, he's been pulled from cards and stuff. So, yeah. And as for Patrick McCroy, I don't really rate him too highly, mate, to be honest with you. I wasn't even sure I didn't even know he was fighting in 2 weeks for an IBO. But I never really rated Padraig McCoy. I mean, I seen him go life and death with Steve Collins Jr. a couple of years ago. I mean, if you're going life and death with him and you're struggling with Steve Collins Jr., I think he was ahead going into the last round before McCrory stopped him. If you're struggling with him, that's a real bad look, mate. That's a real bad look. Wilder is still moaning. Of course he is. Of course he is. He's never going to live that one down. Should have been Umar, IFL Umar. Yeah, he does know how to get under Eddie's skin. He does know. Eddie, that name, finally revealed to the sheep. And we all love Punch Perfect videos. Shout out to Jamie every single time. I really enjoyed his video, his preview and prediction on Deontay Wilder, Robert Hellenius that he uploaded last night. I really enjoyed that. I didn't get a chance to catch up on the thing this morning, or the thing this afternoon, the roundup show. I was actually busy this morning, so I'll definitely have a listen to that after. Hearn did nothing wrong apart from endanger a fighter's life. You know, if that story hadn't been broke, we'd be doing a stream right this minute in time talking about the results of the fight last night, and it never would have came out. It does kind of make you wonder how much stuff gets swept under the rug that we don't know about. You know, this was leaked. So if it hadn't been leaked, no one would have been any the wiser. So how much of this actually gets to, like, how much of this goes away? Like, it's happening behind the scenes and none of us, even people really close up, don't even know. Ben said he was going to Australia for 2 months straight after the fight. Do you think he has to do a video or something before his return, or let things blow over a bit and keep his head down? It's a good question. I don't know what I'd do if I was him. I don't know. I mean, I think if he does the video now, he's going to get absolutely iced in the comment section. Eddie always backs his own drug cheat, yet strongly condemns other fighters who get caught. Yeah, well, like we've seen this already with Eddie Hearn. I mean, he said he's worked with drug cheats. He's worked with Povetkin. He's worked with Miller. And Miller failed before working with Hearn, but just in a different sport. And Canelo. I mean, lest we forget, and like I forgot to mention him, Canelo has failed the drugs test. We know he has. And Eddie Hearn is not just working with him, but he's absolutely best friends with Canelo. Man, Arsenal won 3-2 today. They played well, actually. They won 3-2 today against Liverpool. They're top of the league. And this, man, Frank Warren hasn't stopped smiling. He's probably going to mark 2022 down to the best year of his life. Evening, G-Man. Evening to Linda. Evening to Laura. Evening to Ben. Hell yeah, it's live. It is live. Have you seen the latest pic of Eubank? He looks so drained. Glad the fight didn't happen. Yeah, he did. He looked... and again, you know, that really right there is where you really have to ask serious questions. I mean, the fact that you've one fighter caught with a PED and you're draining a fighter so badly, that's really bad form. That's really bad form. And what was it Chris Algieri was saying going into the fight, that he'd heard rumors and stuff? Mate, smash the like button. 77 of you guys in the building. If you could smash the like button, I'd appreciate it. I'd really appreciate it. Eddie is finished. It'll blow over, more than likely. But his reputation will never be as good, but he's definitely not finished. Charlo wipes the floor with Zoo. It's going to be interesting. I mean, I'm looking forward to that fight. That's not till January. Seems a while away, but I'm looking forward to seeing how Tim Zoo copes with Charlo. You know, I don't see Tim Zoo. Tim Zoo was smart. He wouldn't pressure Charlo. He likes that. You know, Jamel, whenever he's really had to go looking for an opponent, he's tended to struggle a little bit. So I don't know. Tim Zoo against Charlo is going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to that fight. I really am. Fundora got the win last night as well. I don't know about Fundora. I'm still kind of... It's just so weird seeing someone that big who weighs that little. It's just bizarre when I just see him. It's just so strange. Exactly, G-Man. Top Adder were top dogs when it comes to testing. Now Eddie trying to belittle them. Yeah, well, I mean, like, when when it was Dylan White, it was UCAD he failed with, and he was like, well, VADA are the gold standard, and but now it's the other way around, roles reversed. So Joe Cordino come out defending Conor, saying he could have been spiked. I mean, I can't see that, mate. I don't know. Is Joe Cordino close with Conor Benn? That would make a bit more sense. Do you think Dr. Usman Sajid should be looked into? I've only seen a little bit of the clip that's in question where he's saying that the majority of people are on drugs. So I haven't really given it too much thought, to be honest with you, mate. And now Jamie's a G. Jamie's an absolute G. Crap, those chats are coming in quick. G-Man, does it make you wonder how many VADA tests have been failed and swept under the carpet? Yeah. I mean, I'd say there's loads of them where people have failed and swept them under the rug. Loads of them. And, you know, we've seen when they have caught people, like Canelo, the WBA and WBC just instantly gave him a pass. Eddie did a load of media interviews like promoting the fight, saying it was the biggest fight he'd ever done, but previously knew Conor had failed VADA testing. Exactly. You know, Eddie Hearn showed, man. Eddie Hearn showed his colours in this. His reputation is going to take a battering, though I think he'll come back more than likely. But for the time being, his reputation is going to take a battering. The rehydration clause was only £3. Can't be that bad, mate. I've heard £10. No way it could be that bad. But that's borderline. You couldn't sign up. I wouldn't. Don't care how much is on the line. You're not signing up if you were one of my fighters, even if it was clean for a £3 rehydration clause. If the fight went on, and God forbid Eubank was killed, and the result of the drug test came out, they would be both up on manslaughter charges. They'd both be in the absolute doghouse. Definitely. Yeah. Yes, I did see that. As dangerous as Usyk. Also said he doesn't rate pound for pound undisputed. No doubt Warren is going to push WBO for Joyce before Usyk. Oh yeah, he'd love that. And he's got to go. I don't think the WBO would do that. I really don't. Now, yeah. That's actually a good shout there. Wouldn't surprise me if something like that did happen, to be honest. Good shout about the rehydration clause. I don't agree with them. I really don't agree with them. I really don't like them. I think that the weight making is done. Why put them through more of that? Even all, big up. Hey G man, hope you're well. Man, I'm brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Holy crap. How many chats am I missing? Loads. Crap. If I'm missing some of your chats, I apologize. They're just coming in so quick. Frank is heavyweight champion of the world. Tyson Fury, 2 top contenders. He definitely is dominating the heavyweight division in the UK. I wonder who Dubois is going to fight next. Because it seems the Dylan White fight has gone belly up. There was talk about Lucas Brown. Thank God that's not happening. I mean, that would have been just painful. I wonder who the board wouldn't sanction it. I wonder who they're going to get. With AJ having back defeats and then Fury fight falling through. Now Conor Benn. That's a good question. In the UK, look, AJ will still be a draw. But he's in the Wembley Arena now, which is really like me and Jamie were talking about this on Thursday. We've both been to the Wembley Arena and it's fine, but it's not that big. Like it actually looks bigger on TV than it is in real life. And like that's bizarre being in the Wembley Arena, going from not even the O2. So AJ, Dylan White might fight on DAZN. We don't know. Who else really is there when I think about it? You know, Conor Benn was really was going to be the new poster boy, but I'm struggling here, man. Josh Warrington's only really big in Leeds. Yeah, I'm struggling, mate. See Alba Boxing on YouTube. Yeah, I know about Alba Boxing. There's a video where Doctor in question explains how to beat the system. Yeah, I've seen that video. He said they're not tested from like 11 to 8. Fondora won, yeah. Even the G-Man missed the boxing, not being on last night after the disappointing race this morning. Weekend of sport to forget. Yeah, the race in Japan was delayed a lot. It was pretty bad, the weather over there. Hopefully now they're going to the States in 2 weeks. It should be fine over there. See, the problem with F1 is they have an intermediate tire which is fast and does the trick, but they have a wet tire which does the trick but is so slow, no one wants to use it. So they need to, if they want to have proper racing in the wet, they need a better wet tire. Such a bad year for DAZN UK boxing. I think they may well be out of boxing in the UK in 2 years, and Eddie Hearn will be buying Box Nation. I have to say, right, look, Box Nation definitely, when I was subscribed to them and they were in their heyday, they gave you a lot more than we get for DAZN. Because they didn't just put their own shows on. They gave you a bit of Top Rank, a bit of PBs. They gave you a bit of everything. And I think that Box Nation was seemingly, for me, it was just, I enjoyed Box Nation until they went tits up. Conor Benn is a pescatarian. He doesn't eat meat. Well, some people have said he does. I've heard contradicting rumors that he eats it occasionally. No. It's just, no. I don't see Fondora beating Charlo. Think Ben would get a 2-year ban minimum. What I think will happen, he'll get 6-month ban, probably not announced. Well, they've done that. They've banned fighters for a year. UCAD have, but never announced it. So it wouldn't shock me. Like, I think if Ben's not fighting for another year, we'll kind of know he's probably banned. But yeah, it wouldn't shock me if they did. They have done that before. Fondora, oh yeah. Ben lucky he didn't face Avanesian. Well, he opted out of the WBC clean boxing. Is found in chicken or eggs, so he has a reason, excuse. G-Man, you think we'll go all out for Fury Joshua now? I think that's done, mate, now. I think that's well and truly finished. So, I really don't know where the big fights are going to come from with DAZN, you know, unless he's willing to sell his fighters out. And what I mean by that is let them fight on another network, potentially, in a big fight cross promotion or something. I mean, Boazzi, who's Boazzi going to fight now? And Boazzi's not the biggest name in the world. Fowler's on the comeback trail. He's had a few L's. Joe Cordina's injured and he's been stripped of his title. Don't know what's happening with Coley. Coley's never been the biggest name. Dylan White, if he fights in DAZN, how will his star power be? Ben, wait and see. Joshua, back-to-back losses. I'm trying to think here, lads. Struggling. It's looking bad. It's looking bad. Yeah, I seen that. Dr. Uzi is testosterone specialist and deleted his website, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Damn. He really did that. I seen the interview. Now, I didn't see the full interview, but I seen the interview where he said they'll only VADA test during the day from 11 to 7 at night. They won't. How much did Eddie Hearn waste on all these adverts? I wouldn't say I'd say it was more probably DAZN to put the money in to the adverts and stuff like that. Michael Bisping from MMA said all fighters are taking PEDs. Wouldn't surprise me. I seen that. Yeah, I seen that. I seen the video of that. Makes commercial sense. More commercial sense than the Char fight. But Dell is done. Yeah, I agree. It does make more commercial sense than the Char fight. I get. Well, look, I wouldn't be picking Chisora in a month of Sundays to beat Tyson Fury. But I'd rather see that than Char. Put it like that. Look, if I'd be surprised. Look, I wouldn't be surprised actually. I don't know what I'd make of Chisora versus Fury at this stage, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be happy with it, obviously, but would I watch it? Yeah, I can't lie, I probably would. I definitely would. I'd probably even do a watch-along. I think Wilder makes a statement about against Hellenius. He looks to have dropped a load of muscle and looks very slim. If Wilder has a fraction of what he had in 2019, he should ice Hellenius pretty quickly. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he weighs in at. I really am. I think that a lighter Wilder is a better Wilder. And look, I'm not saying he would have beaten Tyson Fury, but a Wilder in, especially the rematch, or the trilogy fight, I should say, which was this time last year. Deontay Wilder at about 215 in around that against the Fury on the night. That would have been interesting. I think Wilder would have looked a bit better. Would have given a better chance anyway. Lucas Brown clearly clubbed David Two around the back of the head twice. Lucas Brown? No, David Two. Lucas Brown never fought. If the DAZN drop Eddie Hearn, where would he go? I don't think they will. Salute the base. Big up to you, man. Every time. I hope you're all good, my friend. It's not all bad, guys. It's fight week for about 7 fights. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Marshall Shields. My preference of the 2 fights that are on at night time will be Wilder Helenius as opposed to Kambosos versus Haney. I've seen that already. I will do a prediction again for both, but I'm not really. It's weird. Like, I'm not really up for Kambosos Haney, to be honest with you. I'm just not really up for it. Marco is laughing somewhere in Albanian village. I'm sure he is. That's a good question. That's a really good question, mate. He's fighting on November 19th in Telford. I think Raven Chapman's going to be on the undercard as well. It's a good question. I don't know, truth be told. He's been out of the ring for a while now, a year now. He's not getting any younger as well as Anthony Yard. I would imagine they'll probably get... I don't want to say they're going to get a complete pushover, but it's not going to be anybody good, unfortunately. They're not going to risk him with a world title fight next year. And they ain't going to do it. But Ethan G-Man, who do you think would have won last night if they'd let the fight happen juiced and all? Eubank. I still think Eubank would have won. Does Liam Smith seem likely as an option this year? Yeah, I would. To be honest with you, it seems likely that Liam Smith makes sense. It's on Sky. You can do it on normal Sky. And I'd favour Chris Eubank over Liam Smith. I definitely would. But Watsy couldn't even half sell out the O2 for Richards. Yeah, and no fight been announced for him yet. I see Richards is fighting Bolotniks in November. That's a decent scrap. That'd be interesting to see that fight, actually. Why didn't Eddie just have Eubank fight Cash who was on the undercard? I don't know. That's a good question. And that would have been an okay fight. Again, I would have picked Eubank to win, but it would have been an okay fight. I really would have. I wouldn't have minded that. And always, I read the old super chats first. Thank you, Joe, for the 20 quid. I appreciate that. Congratulations on the new job, my friend. Onwards and upwards. Do you know something? I am so goddamn happy. The 28th can't come soon enough. It cannot come soon enough. When you want Eubank to get out, I would like to see him go back to 160 and fight Andrade. I was going to say Meyer. I was like, you want him to fight Michaela Meyer? No, you have the full stop. I didn't read the full stop. Meyer and Van Gardner, keep up the good work. So in response to Eubank, I would like to see him. I'd love to see. I actually wouldn't mind seeing him fight Felix Cash, truth be told, or Liam Smith. I think they are options. Andrade is moved to 168, but I still wouldn't mind seeing him versus Andrade either. There's definitely a few fights there for Eubank. With Meyer, Bam Gardner, I'm going with Bam Gardner to win it, probably on points. So that's what I got there. Oh, true crime video is coming. I have a thumbnail in already. Just sit tight. I'm hoping to get it out before maybe even not tomorrow, but maybe Tuesday. Maybe Tuesday. It's a crime that happened in the north of the UK a couple of years ago, and it's a crime that really could have been avoided. It's a tragic case, and it's really a case of. For me, the crime I'm talking about, when I researched it, I was just like, why? Why did they, like, just why? You know, it's one of them where it's just like, I don't know. But we'll talk about that more in a separate one. Why not legalize PED, guaranteed playing field? No, you can't, man. And at the end of the day, like, I think we need to also realize that what is the long-term effects of PED usage on the body? You know, I think that's something that isn't talked about enough, because at the end of the day, right, taking a performance enhancer, and we don't know what kind of performance, there's different types. And so look at Jarrell Miller, the ones he was taking. Realistically, you have to think, like, whilst this maybe is giving them more stamina, more endurance, more everything. Long term, what is that actually doing to their body? Like, what's it doing to their insides, their organs, their heart? What's it actually doing? So at the end of the day, I don't as well just think that keeping PEDs and trying to get rid of PEDs from the sport is good because it's a dangerous sport. It is a dangerous sport. We don't need that. But as well as that, what is it doing to the fighters, you know, internally? Because there's loads of horror stories you hear about people who've taken steroids and stuff like that, and it's ruined them. You know, maybe not at the time, but long term, they've had issues. So realistically, what's it doing to their insides? I think that's something that's not talked about. That'd be a decent fight. No, I don't. Yard, be careful. They'll be careful with the matchmaking, yeah. Graham Turner, what's next? Ben gets banned, then what's next? Will he get banned? If he gets banned, it won't be a long ban. Either the DAZN bosses didn't know about the test or Hearn told about it. It'll be okay because they went in on advertising recently. Doesn't look good for Hearn though. Yeah, he definitely he will probably more than likely come back, but yeah. There's a lot of questions need to be there. G-Man, has Eddie created a rod for his own back by subjecting his fighters to VADA testing? I doubt the US promoters that are now laughing at her and do VADA testing. I don't know the ins and outs, to be honest with you, mate, of the ones in the US, what they do, but I think that Eddie Hearn is literally with all that happened. He's given the promoters a rope to hang him with in the US. I wouldn't be shocked if Kell Brook. I hope he doesn't, to be honest with you, mate. I think he's best off leaving it as it is. Oh yeah, I mean, Kabalaskas got a good win last night. He would be. I'd be very, very sure he'd beat Conor Benn. Big up, top man. Thank you, Lee, mate. Appreciate that. Don't be surprised if we see. I hope not, mate. I hope not. I really hope not. Eddie has not done one good thing for the DAZN. I think you'll be surprised. I doubt they'll bin him. I doubt that very much. I seriously doubt that will happen. Evening to you, Byron. Big up. Apparently Usyk wants to. I seen that. I actually seen that, funny enough. I don't think that's a good move. I think he's settled at heavyweight now. He's not made cruiserweight for 4 years. And I don't think that will be good for him to do. I did see that, actually. Funny you mentioned that. I did actually see that statement from Usyk. And no, I think I hope he doesn't. I think that, yeah, when you've not subjected your body to that for a few years, you know, you're best off just not doing it. Just don't do it. Just stay where you are. I hope he doesn't do that. Yeah, Alibek, definitely. No, it's not the Yorkshire Ripper. It's it's just a normal true crime case. It's not a serial killer. It's just yeah, it was a murder that happened in 2016 of a young girl, very tragic one as well. And when I read about it, I think a lot of things could have been done different. So we'll talk about that probably tomorrow. And by the way, there's 180 you people in the building and 47 likes. If you could smash the like button, help your boy out. I really appreciate that. Sorry, I didn't read that question. Oh yeah, it'd be pay-per-view, definitely. I'll make that'd be pay-per-view, 100%. You can't legalize PEDs. It'll become like Formula One. The athletes with the best cars, best doctors will win. You see, that man touched on something with that in his recent video. It's not really, you see, it's not really about building muscle per se. It's not really about that. So I don't know how that would work if they legalized it. Personally, look, there's a libertarian side of me that just says, do what you want to do. But you have to think about the whole aspect of the game. You couldn't legalize it. You couldn't do that. You could not do that. Fury is a pay-per-view. Yeah, they do pay-per-view for definite. It's a joke. I think Fury way overestimates his drawing power when not going up against John. No, I think if they do that in London, that'll probably do well. That'll probably do well. That's a good point, mate. And it's unfortunate. It's gone under. There's a good fight for the DAZN. And Bivol is a potential. I know we still work with Rabinski, but Bivol beat Canelo. has gone under the radar, but it's actually a cracking fight. Could go either way, but you fancy Zordo. I'm not picking. I'm not going to pick Zordo Ramirez to win, but I am not going to be the one. I'm not going to come out if he wins and say I'm surprised, because I give him a great chance of beating Dimitri Bivol. I'm just more sure Bivol will have an answer, but I'm seriously looking at Bivol or Ramirez thinking, oh, you could do this, mate. How aware do you think Hearn was? Ben was very aware. If he was, I'd say he knew and probably didn't give it you know what. For someone who was supposed to retire, what's Fury's motivation for fighting? I'd say money, and just probably enjoying the fact that he's a draw and that he can draw, and probably just wants just an extra couple of mil in the back pocket. Ain't gonna hurt. And maybe he just wants to. Maybe he wants to just keep himself active, just to keep himself in the ideal shape, rather than having to go up or go down or stuff like that in terms of weight. Well done on the new job, G. Big up. Make the light. It absolutely cannot wait. I finish up in my current place the 28th, and I just wish it would come tomorrow. I really do. But I'm going to do the bare minimum for the next few weeks, so it doesn't really bother me too much. But yeah, can't wait. I hope so. I really did think that the next fight she'd have would be in Ireland in the Tree Arena. I really did think so. I hope she does. How long do you think she's left in the sport? I'd give her another year, probably another year. And I'd love it I'd love it. Do you know what? I'd love it for a lot of reasons. But it would be so good for boxing in Ireland to have a big show in Ireland, in Dublin, in the Tree Arena, or the Aviva, or Croke Park, one or the other. But I don't know if she could do Croke Park, but definitely the Tree Arena. And I'd love it. It'd be great for Irish boxing. It would hopefully help build the sport here, because on November 19th, we have a show in Dublin. I'm not going to it, but it's a show. It's a crap show, just judging by the card. But it's the first show we've had in the Republic in 3.5 years, and the first show in Dublin in nearly 4 years. That's the state of boxing in Ireland at the minute. It's really, really bad. Well, it's been bad for years, long before 2020. But I'd love it if she could get a fight in Ireland. I really would. He wants to get back to the weakest division in boxing. AJ's following him. I'm genuinely concerned for Trezore's health if he fights Fury again. See, I think Fury will just end him quickly, but I don't want to see him get knocked out. Apparently, Eddie and White Nose wanted the fight to go ahead. I wanted the fight to go ahead with the fight, but the DAZN said no, so it wasn't Eddie's conscience that cancelled the fight. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that. Check your super chats, G-Man. Did you leave me a super chat, mate? Did you leave me a super chat from Suffalo Boulder? Check the super chats. I ain't seeing any. Only got the one, mate, that I know of. No. So it already tells me if a super chat came in. No, there's only the one. And I read that. Definitely only the one, mate. I think only the one. No, only the one. Definitely. Pretty sure. I'll double check one more time. They highlight and they tell me on the screen if someone's done it. No, I ain't seeing any other ones, mate. Unless it's just StreamYard acting up again. 30% of Hearn's bouts in 2020 have been failed test fighters, say the Daily Mail. Canelo, Ben. That's it, I think. Unless there's ones I don't know about, but that's all I can think of. If they legalise PEDs in the sport, then it's legalised for cannabis for recreational use. I mean, where does it end? Worst time in Hearn's boxing career, done good things in the sport, in my opinion, just shows how much the sport is all about the dollar. Yeah, look, Eddie Hearn has done great things. He brought British boxing back from the doldrum. He really did. The DAZN to collapse in 2023, I doubt it. I cancelled my DAZN subscription after 22 months because of this, really. Yeah, I wonder how many people did do that because of this. And I wonder how many ordered the pay-per-view pre this and got refunded. I didn't order the pay-per-view. Well, I was going to order it on the day. Didn't do it, thank God. Do you think Frank will announce any decent fights, though, to happen before the end of the year? I'm not confident. I'm hoping he can pull the rabbit out of the hat. Yeah, I don't think he will, to be honest with you, mate. I'd be surprised if he did. Like with Dubois, he'll get Dubois out, but who is Dubois really going to fight? He's not going to fight anybody decent. We're looking at Lucas Brown, for God's sake. That's just... They get Andy Yard out, but again, who's he going to fight? I doubt he'll get any decent... You never know. You never know. He could surprise us. Do a December card or something. He'll just... For Frank, the big fight for him will be Fury versus Zordo. That'd be their kind of pay-per-view. There you go. Happy days. That's probably going to be their big one. Looking in decent shape. Spare tire still there, but much loose skin from rapid weight loss. Can we clear up the Billy Joe Saunders comparison? Billy Joe Saunders was not due to fight Andrade in the UK under the British Boxing Board control. The board had zero involvement. Yeah, they didn't. The Massachusetts Commission said, you ain't having that. Basically saying he ordered the pay-per-view and got refunded. Good. Pretty quick. I'm trying to get my monthly subscription back, though. Were you not already subscribed, mate? Or have you cancelled or what? Because I'm still subscribed to DAZN. But I'm not going to cancel it. I'm not cancelling my DAZN subscription. I still have a bit of faith in them. I didn't order the pay-per-view. I always tend to order it on the day. I always just tend to leave it until the day and then I just order it then. I can't help but cringe at all the heart tugging virtue singling pretenders to have any concern about Eubank's health. For the fight was never going to happen in the first place. Okay, Nordic. Nordic thinks the fight was never going to happen in the first place. Okay. I think, who was it who said it? And they turned out to be right, to be fair, that the Joshua Fury fight way back last year was never going to happen. And they were right. And I actually started saying, like, no, I don't believe you. But he ended up being right. How long until Hearn... How long will Hearn stay with Sky? You mean DAZN? I don't think Sky would have him back anytime soon. Where would Hearn go if he was to leave Sky, or if he was to leave DAZN? If I was Eddie Hearn, I might take a risk, a big risk, and I might try either Eurosport or buy up a bit of airtime on terrestrial TV, maybe on a little temporary deal, just to build the name of some of these fighters. No. He's maybe Eurosport or terrestrial TV. That was with the Rivas thing, though. Did nothing but get the backing of Sky. Now, he did do a lot of the work, to be fair. I was fighting a guy half his size and weight. My heart bleeds for him. I cancelled my DAZN subscription as soon as the pay-per-view was announced. Plenty is saying Conor needs protection. He's only a young man. He's 26, not 16. When you pass 25, you're in your late 20s. At that point, that's why I used to always hate it when Peter Fury would say Huey's only... Well, you can't say that anymore. Huey Fury looks about 40. He's younger than me. I'm hoping Shazam Saras gets a step up. I always butcher those names, don't I? Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad scrap, actually. I don't think I've seen one person ask why there are two separate testing organizations for a fight while one of them has no authority at all. I was subscribed, but I want my October back because there's nothing this month that interests me. I'm trying to think, mate. We've Katie Taylor literally the last week of the month, the last day of the month. Is Hayley Cambosis on DAZN? Oh no. Is Hayley Cambosis on DAZN? I think that's it then. That's pretty... Do you know something? If maybe they should reduce the price. They should bring it back down to £2 a month until they have a dedicated list of... Because if you think about it, that is bad form. Paying £8 for one card. It's only been one card, hasn't it? I know there's a card out in Spain or somewhere like that as well, but that's it, really. That's a good point, man. I didn't think of that. I don't think Hearn would have done this 6-7 years ago. Boxing is taking his soul. I think PED use is rampant in boxing, and it's the job of teams not to get caught. People, give me 2 secs. I need to turn the heating off because it's roasting in here. Sorry about that. It was just getting so hot in here. DAZN has limitless money, it seems. They spend tens of millions on bums to fight nobody. DAZN doesn't own a percentage of Matchroom Boxing US. I don't know. I actually don't know. Eddie Hearn is the virtue signaling, trying to put everything on the British Boxing Board of control. They paid Garcia something. What? That's crazy. No wonder he retired. If Eddie Hearn is on Eurosport, any decent boxer would prefer going with Sky with Shalom or BT Sport with Fish Eyes. It's on Sky. Okay. That's bad. That's literally nothing. There's literally nothing this month on DAZN then. There's absolutely nothing on. I think this time last year they had a bit more. That's crazy. No. What? I was going to do a watch along for that, but I'm not doing it if it's on Fight TV. I was hoping, actually, yeah, damn it. Because I was thinking to myself, Sky used to always show Wilder fights, but if they're showing the Haney Cambosis one, it's crazy. 7 million is still a lot. Yeah. Steve Holdsworth, he was funny. They showed a couple of Klitschko's fight. They actually, Eurosport showed Klitschko Pulev. They showed Klitschko versus the other guy, Leopold. Showed a few of his fights back in the day. That was back when Germany had a lot of world champions. They had like Arthur Abraham. What was the other guy's name? Tyrone Zoying, Felix Sturm, Klitschko. They had like a good few cards out there in Germany. And yeah, Eurosport would show a few of them. I remember that. The Queensberry League. Someone said Anthony Yard fought in the Queensberry League, which was kind of like unlicensed pro fights. Even the G-Man, what did you get up to Saturday night? Last night I went out for a bit, didn't go out late. Went to the pub with a few of my friends because one of my friends is going away to Dubai this week for good, but we'll see. So I did that. And I was kind of happy about that because I was like, crap, I'm going to have to miss that to do a watch along for the fight this week. I didn't have to in the end. So I did that. That was my Saturday night. That was my Saturday night in a nutshell. And tomorrow I'm going to go and play golf in the morning because I'm off this week, by the way, if I haven't told anyone. I'm going to go play golf in the morning. Hopefully it's not raining because it's been raining all day today. In the interview, he says, Conor's not suspended. Who thinks we'll ever see the B sample? And Kella and Eddie was interested in was finding a loophole to put the fight on. Yeah, Kella Sauerland shouldn't escape criticism either. No, he shouldn't. Steve Holdsworth was funny. Yeah, he was brilliant. Could be a bit biased on us, but I prefer him to anyone on Sky. Yeah, Steve Holdsworth's a legend, man. I enjoyed him. I love his commentary. He's just too. I think he's too funny to be made for any mainstream platform to take him. But I like Steve Holdsworth. I thought he was absolutely top notch. I like him. Kay Taylor in Ireland, after her dad being in the crosshair, she may not want to risk the trouble. Yeah, no, that's always. Well, her dad is on this card. He's training Gary Cully. But I know what you mean. I know the incident you're referring to in 2018. And I think, look, it's a wider issue. That didn't help it. I mean, obviously, the Regency Hotel issue in 2016, that was a Frank Warren card, I think. That kind of killed Irish boxing. And then obviously Pete Taylor's gym getting, you know what, it with the whole bang bang thing. Yeah, that really didn't help it. And yeah, there's several, but I think now that managerial company is gone, it opens the door for boxing in Ireland. It opens the door for it. He has the heating on, he's a millionaire. Yes, I have the heating on, I'm a millionaire. Where's the piss bottle? Well, wherever the piss bottle is, Eddie Hearn and Calisarn and they're running to move it. Where's Tony Bellew? Yeah, that video I did, I'm eating off that Tony Bellew video. I am. Listen, since last week I've got over 100 subs, so I'm eating off this Eubank situation. I think that's a fine fight. Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing it. Do you know why Sky got rid of Malignaggi on commentary? Thought he was decent. I think it's a few things. I hope he comes back because I like Paulie Malignaggi as a commentator. I think he's very good. I think he's very knowledgeable. I think he's one of the better guys for being unbiased is the best way to describe it. So I like Malignaggi on commentary. I hope Sky do get him back in. I really do because, again, I like him. I like Paulie Malignaggi. I really do. Maybe Bellew will ensure that Ben won't knowingly take anything because he ain't like that. Yeah, he ain't like that. Liam Smith versus Eubank is scheduled for December. We'll see. He's finally got home to his what? You'll never see me again, Cougs. G-Man, do you think you'd have had more attention, content for this fight happening or not happening? Yeah, look, obviously, if the fight had happened, I would have been doing a live stream, would have previewed it. I already did preview it, but you know what I mean. And I would have done a watch along, post-fight review. I probably would have done equal amounts. But obviously, it would probably done more because the fight's not happening, because there's so much to talk about, and every day something was popping up and changing. So I reckon I would have done equal amounts. Would I have done got as much traction? Probably not. Who knows? Maybe I would have, I don't know. I like Carl Froch as a pundit. Yeah, he's grown on me, Carl Froch as a pundit, I have to say. Naz, that'd be funny. Yeah, I'd like to see Eubank Cash too. I think it'd be a fine fight. Oh. I read that wrong. It's only when I read it there, I'm like, Areola, Chris Areola. Well, it's a comeback opponent. I'm not going to be too harsh, and he's had back-to-back L's. But really, Chris Areola, not really. Not the opponent I'd be looking at, if truth be told. He wouldn't be my first pick as an opponent. Put it like that. Chris Areola, the Nightmare Areola, can compare how he did against Ruiz, how Ruiz did against Areola. Again, yeah, not really, not who I'd be picking, mate. Not really who I'd be picking, truth be told. Chris Areola, Jesus. Yes, big up to Outmarch. How are you, mate? I hope you're well. I hope you're all good. And for sure, this Tuesday, hopefully we can meet up for a bit and have a coffee. Yeah, mate. Surely someone better than that. Really, like, honestly, like, why not just get Ortiz? Just get Ortiz over. He's coming back off an L. He's looking as slow as molasses and shaky as anything. Just get Ortiz. Actually, that's not a bad shout there, actually, to be fair. Comeback fight would be, yeah, I think that would be acceptable. I think we'd all accept that fight at this stage. I wouldn't really worry. I'd be like, yeah, fine. Would he do another face-to-face? Would he walk this earth like a god again? But I'd accept that. Yeah, I'd take that. I would. It could be kind of their way of saying, well, this is where it all started for AJ beating Martin the first time, and now we're into the new chapter, and it starts by beating Martin again. I actually wouldn't. That's a good show, mate. I wouldn't mind that fight, truth be told. I'd actually, if that fight was there, I'd be like, yeah, grand. And you could say Martin got a win his last fight against Devin Vargas. I mean, beating Devin Vargas is nothing to write home about, but still, at least he's not coming off an L. G-Man only got onto you from the Eddie Ting fallout. Great content. Yeah, I just don't want to say that last name because I don't want to trigger any algorithms, mate. Hence the reason I'm not saying it, because, you know, YouTube is so sensitive about certain things. I just don't want to say that last name. in case anything, you know the way algorithms can be. Appreciate that, mate. Another 35-plus-year-old for AJ. How surprising. If Haney beats Kambosos, hopefully he can fight Loma. I'd love that, man. I'd love to see him fight Loma. It's a different animal altogether to Kambosos. Be great. All good on your end. How's things? Mate, I'm absolutely flipping brilliant. I'm absolutely flipping brilliant. I've this week off. Then I have 2 weeks left in my current job, and then I can just sail off into the sunset, out of there, see you later, thank you, fuck you, bye. So happy. So good. You think AJ? Yeah, I think he probably will. I think he will. Yeah, I would, and to be honest with you, you do that in the O2. It'd be bigger fight in the Wembley Arena. But maybe Dylan White wants to have a comeback fight. I don't know. I really don't know. It seems like Dylan White's going to be out in November. I'd rather see Joshua versus White, to be fair. Yeah, look, if they did that, I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. Why not? I'd be definitely favouring AJ, 100%. But I'd still be like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. There's definitely options for AJ other than Arreola. Like options that are not necessarily a massive risk, but a lot more fun. A lot more, fun for us as viewers than seeing him fight Arreola. Who's Ryan Garcia fighting next? I haven't heard. The rumor was Tank Davis, but I don't think that will happen. I don't think that will happen. What's there? What happens if Arreola beats AJ? I mean, mate, honestly, like I could not for the life of me see that ever happen. Even if it was the best Arreola. If he beats AJ, there's no coming back from that. Sorry, pal. Mentioned Barry and Jeffrey connections again. Respect your channel. Yeah, it's nothing personal, mate. It's just the algorithms on YouTube are so sensitive. If you mention stuff like that, you get like little things start happening and things just. That's why I kind of try and word things differently. If I ever do mention something, I use different words and stuff like that just to avoid triggering any of that, because it does help. And I've even seen like people who've said that even if you're subscribed to channels that are somewhat controversial, it actually affects your channel. In a sense of notifications don't go out to people and stuff like that. And I've had people tell me that notifications haven't gone out to them, and I've been subscribed to channels who are somewhat controversial, and as soon as I unsubscribe to them, they started getting notifications again. So I was like, right, that's not good. When can we see you in the UK, G-Man? Live podcast in the UK. I'm a bit away from doing that, mate. I think I'm a fair bit away from doing that. But maybe next year at some point we'll do a live podcast in the UK. Next card I go to. I doubt I'll get to a card over there before the end of the year. I doubt it, but you never know. Some good luck might happen, might come my way, and I will. But I doubt I'll get to a card this year in the UK again. But you never know, I might. I'd love to go to the Frank Warren one in November, just because it'd be a bit of fun. But I doubt I'll have the time and money to. Well, at the time, yeah, that's probably another thing. The fight, I was looking forward to that. I was really looking forward to that one. Happens. Who's Joe Joyce fight? That's a good question. They wouldn't probably risk him with anyone. They'd probably put him in there with someone. Maybe feed him to Hellenius or someone like that, maybe. The same. He was trying to commit homicide on Eubank, like father, son, you know what, fighting karma. Ask Gerald McClellan. Which up-and-coming boxer in the UK are you most excited about? I can't remember the guy's name. Is it the guy who fights with Ben Shalom? Azam or something like that? His name escapes me, but I'm really looking forward to him. He seems pretty cool. He seems a good little fighter. So yeah, he's looking good. Who else? Dennis McCann is getting a bit better. I'm looking forward to seeing his progression. I think he had a bit of a rocky road there last year, but he seems to be coming good. So those two I'm quite looking forward to seeing. But I think, and obviously Ben Whittaker is obviously, he needs to just, the showboat, I think he needs to focus more on his boxing and less on the showboat. I think Ben Whittaker has a lot of potential. Doing a series like the Night Stalker. Possibly that could be a bit off. Adam Azim, thank you, Adam Azim. I always am like, I could see his name in my head, but I was like, what is it again? Like, Adam Azim, thank you. Yeah, I mean, if you had told me after he lost to AJ he'd be a pay-per-view star and make millions, I would have said at best he'll get maybe another crack at a fight as an opponent. So he's done a lot of good. Michael Hunter against Daniel Dubois, that'd be a great fight if they could get that made. I'd love to see that. If they did that, I would be like, yep, perfect. I'll never forget refusal to take part in the promotion. He went down. It definitely hurt it. It definitely would have been nice to see a face-off, gloves are off kind of type thing. Yeah, actually, that was a great win. He should now be, well, no, that wasn't actually, I was going to say, because originally Yoka was meant to fight Hrgovic, but that fight was already signed and sealed. I'd like Bacoli is interesting. Would they do Bacoli versus Dubois? That'd be an interesting fight. Hey, Gan, really been enjoying your content. I wonder if you mean G-Man, not Gan. Really been enjoying your contact late. Love how much you care about the channel and the subs. Big up. Thank you, Adam of Yorkshire. Big up. I'm assuming you meant G-Man, not Gang. Yeah, you did mean, yeah. I was wondering when you said, hey, gang, I was like, if boxers were coming out of the amateurs, who would you pick as a trainer? Now, it depends, man. Like, you got to look at styles. There's no one trainer who could fit everyone, if you know what I mean. Like, you could have a trainer like Sugar Hill who's brilliant with this type, but then you get someone out of the amateurs who's complete opposite. It's just not going to work. You know, Manny Stewart couldn't even do it with everyone. So it depends, man. Like, you need to look at your own game and think, right, well, what do I need refining and who's going to refine it? You know, I'm a good long-range boxer, but I'd like a better inside game. Maybe I'll go with Virgil Hunter and see how that works. He's good at teaching inside fighting. So what you're asking there is long and the short of it, the fighter would need to know himself kind of what he's weak at and which trainers could refine that and improve it. It's not a case of, you know, Sugar Hill is good or, you know, Shane McGuigan is good. Look what they've done with this guy. Well, if I go with them, I'll do the same. It's not like that. It doesn't work like that. Base G, man. I hope not. I hope not. I really do. Yeah, Bacoli is good, man. I've only seen a few of Adele Riley's, to be honest. And Coley, he's not fought since February, man. He's not fought since February. I haven't seen the Mail on Sunday's article about Eddie Hearn yet. No, I'll look at that straight after. I can't work out how a fight between Joyce and Fury will go. Any ideas? I reckon Fury would just outbox him. He'd want to be flipping careful. But he'd outbox him. And big up to Ra every time. Jesus Christ, nearly an hour I've been going on this. I didn't realise that. That flew in. Man, that hour literally flew in. 160 of yous in the building. And I've 78 likes. Could smash it. We try and get it up to 100. Because I'm going to call time on it now. Will I be coming back over for any fight nights again? Long and the short of it, yeah, 100%. I don't know if it's going to be this side of the year. I'd like to get over to Telford for the Anthony Yard show, but I'm starting a new job in a few weeks, and I don't really want to be starting it and taking time off straight away. So long and the short of it, I doubt I'll be over this time. I'll probably be over next year, maybe January, February to fights again. So I doubt it because you see, it's not just going to the card. It's obviously we know the press conference and stuff like that. So I'd need a bit more time. And yeah, I'll be frank, I'd be surprised if I was at a show this side of Christmas. I'd like to. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to. But I doubt it, mate. I doubt it. Evening, G-Man. Big up. I doubt that very much. Have a positive fight, very interesting. I'll read it, definitely. But I'll read it 100%, but I doubt it. I promise next time round I will go for a night out. I will. Because I know nowhere in London to go, so you'll have to show me next time. But definitely. It might not be London. Might do Manchester, who knows. But no, I'll do London. I know London pretty well, so I like London. But 100%, man, 100%. Next show I'm at. As I said, if I could get to one this side of Christmas, 100%. And I'll tell people on the channel, of course, I'll be going to this event and this, that, and the other. So you'll see the hotel room, because I do the videos in the hotel as well if it's got good Wi-Fi. So we'll definitely try and do that. But look, I reckon it's probably going to be next year. Probably next January, February, depending on what card it is and who's on it and stuff. Wouldn't mind doing another Joe Joyce card. That was fun. So, but yeah, 100%, mate. 100%. We'll definitely do that next time. Next time, 100%. Yeah, I doubt it, but I'll definitely have a read of it. 100%. 100%. So people, just gone over the hour. I'm going to call it quits there. Got stuff to do. Got review of the week to record. Got to get ready for the next week coming. For those who don't know, I have a few days booked away this week. Just going over to the U. Well, originally I was meant to go over to the UK for work. That's kind of gone belly up now. But I said, the hell with it. I'll still go for a few days just for a break. I had this week booked off anyway. Well, I only had actually the end of the week booked off. But then kind of I said, maybe I'll just take it. So I was meant to go to the UK anyway on Tuesday. I'm still going just for different things now. So it's all good. It's all good. So people, bro, if you're in central England and you need someone to stay with transport, hit me up. We'll probably be at Telford Card myself. Cool, man. I'd love to go. I like the south of the UK. I've actually never been to the north of the UK. I've never been north of London in the UK. I'd like to see it because I know it's very different. The north is very different to the south. I know that. But and it's more lively, I've heard up north as well. Because in London, you tend to. It's a bit of a shock for me when you go into the pubs in London. They're very quiet. And I'm not used to that because in Ireland, in Dublin, every pub you go to will be loud and it will be lively. It will be flipping lively. So when you're used to that and you go into a pub in London and it's real quiet and you're just like, what's going on in here? Did someone die? That's just kind of what it's like. Because if you go into a pub in Dublin, any pub you go to, it will be lively. It will be flipping lively. So it takes a kind of getting used to when you see it in London. It's nowhere near as lively. So it's just a bit weird, you know. But yeah, people, Northern nights out are the best. I have to find that out, man. I'll have to find that out. I'll see it. I'll have to see it. Shout out to Sporting every single time. How are you, man? G-Man, who was the boxer who failed the drugs test but didn't get punished? Give us a clue. Do you not know, man? I'll give you a clue. It was the back end of 2018. Back end of 2018. And back end being the operative word. Live in the north, hardly been south. There you go. But people, I'll leave you there. Got to call it for the evening. Do a review of the week. Get that out tomorrow. Might even do it in the morning because I'm off. So I might just get up early and do a review of the week then. But we'll see. Either way. People, I'll leave you with that. I hope you enjoyed the video. Smash the like button on the way out. We had a good Sunday session. Thanks to everyone. Sporting, Ra, Base, everyone for the donations. Appreciate it. Peace.